Here's a truth that I learned about time. And it's specifically around the context of healing. Like, why does it take so long to heal sometimes? And why do some people never actually change? And the thing about time is it's a tricky motherfucker. It's a real bitch. And you think that the more of it you have, the better you're going to get. That if you just wait long enough, you'll finally feel whole again. But time, you guys, this might rub people the wrong way. Time does not heal anything. And I know it's backwards because we've been taught that time heals all things, but time does not heal anything. It just gives you space to see what you've been avoiding this whole time. Time, no pun intended. But by the end of this video, I hope that you'll see that healing isn't out in front of you somewhere. That it's already happening. It already has happened. It's here in your body, in your breath, in the way that you finally start showing up different. And I wrote these thoughts down one night, a night that I couldn't sleep. I was just scrolling through old notes on my phone the other day and trying to find some kind of pattern in my own mess. And what I realized was that time had been keeping me busy. It had me chasing moments instead of actually living them. And one day I told myself, one day I'll feel better. One day I'll forgive myself. One day I'll stop drinking. But that day never came because time does not fix you. You do. And the second you decide to stop believing your healing is somewhere down the road, that's when it really starts. You know, we treat healing like a finish line. Like if we can just get to 90 days sober or a year clean, or maybe when my mom finally admits that she was the reason I'm so screwed up in life, you know, or it's been 5 years since my divorce, whatever it is. Like if we can get to that finish line, then we finally made it. You know, those numbers, months, years, decades, they don't mean you're free. They just show you how long you've survived for. And survival is good, right? It means you're still here. It's where most of us start. But survival should not be the end all be all. Survival is not the same thing as peace. Peace comes when you stop keeping score and you just start being honest. You know, the truth is change doesn't happen because you hit rock bottom or because enough time has passed. It happens when you stop negotiating with your pain. When you finally tell yourself, hey, I'm done living like this. That's the line that changes everything. It's a quiet, not dramatic line, but it's the most honest moment of your fucking life. And for me, that moment came the day I decided I'm going to quit drinking. There was no big breakdown, no big speech, just a switch that was flipped. And I remember that moment so vividly, but I just was like, I don't want to keep being this guy. And I took a breath and I meant it. And I said, I'm done. And from that moment on, everything hard that I have ever faced just became evidence of that decision. Healing did not take years. It took one clear choice that I kept showing up for. It happened in that single moment, and it was always inside of me. And most people think that the pain that they have to go through that's tied to the time, like how long, how much pain do I need to suffer through, that you think that pain is there to destroy you, but it's not, you guys. It just confuses you long enough to forget who you are. You start believing the story that you're broken, that your mistakes define you in some way, that you have to earn love or prove that you're worthy, or you have to hold it all together. Nobody sees how scared you are. But that story isn't you. It's the story that you built to survive. And at some point, that version of you will stop working. The batteries will run out. You know, the drinking, the addictions, the control, the people pleasing, it all starts to feel too heavy. Because deep down, you know it's fake. You know, you're not healing into someone new. You're removing that mask, that fakeness, those old stories. You're remembering the person that you were before all of that noise, before there was guilt around your mistakes, before there was shame, before you felt like you had to silence a part of yourself. And that's why, in my opinion, Real healing feels so uncomfortable because it's not about adding anything. It's about letting go of everything that kept you safe, the perception of safety. When you created that safety net, it kept you small. The tough guy mask, the hard ass provider who never rests, the I'm fine guy whose eyes always say otherwise. You start to realize that strength isn't about holding it all together. It's about having the guts to finally be real. And that's the real thing that shifts everything. Because the second you stop performing, you stop chasing what doesn't fit you anymore. You stop needing validation from people who can't give you that. You stop making choices out of fear. And maybe for the first time, life starts to meet you where you actually are and not where you're pretending to be. And forgiveness is a part of that, but not the kind of forgiveness that says, it's okay, I forgive you, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not okay. But forgiveness, real forgiveness, is about you stop letting the past decide who you get to be now. It's when you stop waiting for an apology that'll never come and you finally say, I'm not going to let that control me anymore. I'm not going to let that dictate my decisions. I'm not going to let that dictate how I feel about it. And that's the real freedom. You cutting the attachment, you cutting the cord to that memory. You know, the chains don't fall off because years have gone by. They fall off because you stop identifying as the man in change. That's when life opens back up. When you realize that I was the one keeping the chains on. When you realize that I was the one holding on to those attachments. That's when you start to see that you were never broken. You were just buried underneath years and years and years of survival. And there is a point that'll come in your life where you stop trying to change your life and you start refusing to just living the old one. You know, that's not motivation. That's just truth. There's no reason to have to hype up around that idea. You just start choosing different. You stop waiting for someone to believe in you. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission because you've already decided that for yourself. You know, the future you, the healed version of you, the one without all of the addictions, the one without all of the people pleasing, the one without all of the searching for validation and reassurance, the unbroken you. It's not out there somewhere. It's not down the line somewhere. It's sitting in the same room you're in right now, watching this same video right now, watching, just waiting to see what you're going to do next. Time doesn't build you, man. This real presence does. That was always a hard one for me. I didn't really understand what presence meant. You know, it doesn't have to be a big, long journey. It's just a choice that you keep making every day. Take a second. Look at your life. What role are you still playing that doesn't fit you? The real you, the authentic you. What role is that? Which one are you going to drop? The victim, the tough guy, the provider that never rests? The I'm fine man who's dying inside? Because the second you do, you guys, space opens up for something new. And that's how transformation actually starts. Most men never change because they never stop pretending. They talk about peace while living in chaos. They talk about freedom while protecting their own cage. But when you finally stop performing, something real begins. A man who can sit with himself without needing to fix or escape. And that is a powerful man. That's the start of a peaceful man. Healing isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about remembering that you were never broken. It's about finally seeing yourself without the filter of shame or guilt. And when that really happens, time stops being something that you race against. It becomes something that moves with you. You stop aging into regret and you start growing into freedom. So if you can do anything right now, man, I just ask you to breathe right here, right now, and stop counting days. Stop waiting for the future to come and save you. Because the man that you are becoming, he's already inside of you. He's just waiting to be chosen. You guys, YouTube's algorithm thinks that you're going to like the next video that pops up over here. So I want you to click that if you want to keep unpacking this. Keep getting honest. keep waking up to the man that you actually are. Start choosing that man. And if you think I said anything of value, go ahead and like this video, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. And down below in the description, there's going to be a couple links. One of them you can use to join our online community on School, where we really dive into a lot of this stuff. We really unpack some of the things that most conversations don't usually carry. So if you want to check that out, click on the link down below. There's also another one where you can schedule a free call with me if you would like to chat, or just let me have a piece of your mind. I'd be happy to listen. I'll talk to you guys later.